Hello, is this live? Yes, this is Lucas McFarlane. I'm doing a special Thursday podcast. The last 2 days I've been really busy with homework. I've had family in town, so I had to cancel the last 2 days. This is the only day I could do it. I'll be back next Tuesday. It's during the week of Christmas. I can't decide. I'm on vacation, but I might not do it that week. I might figure out how to do it while I'm in Florida in the morning. I'll let you guys know maybe the day after Christmas. But if not, I'll catch up on all of it after the New Year's, January 2nd or January 3rd. But I'll let you know about it officially for next week or so. Today, just want to go over next week's matchups for the NFL. This week's matchups coming up, including tonight. Last week's NFL matches, which were a lot of good games. There's also breaking news: Carson Wentz has another fractured fibula. That's not good. Yeah, OBG still hurt. Odell Beckham Jr. Steelers keep losing again. And Mahomes keeps, Jets top rusher and receiver out against the Texans. Oh, that's not good. That's breaking news. Let's just go over the scores from last week. Oh, whoops, I hit the wrong button. Scores for the NFL for last week. We got a game tonight between the Chargers and the Chiefs. That's a big one. Uh, we'll go into that one in a second. I just want to go over last week's Week 14 matchups. The computer's having a glitch right now. I don't know why it's doing that for stats and such. So last week's matchups, I had Derrick Henry starting last week. 4-8 Jacksonville was at 6-6 Tennessee. Tennessee needed this big win. Tennessee was up like 7-2 at the first quarter, 16-2 at the half. They were up 30-2 in the third. But Derrick Henry had the biggest game for a running back I've seen this year. Man, he had a 98-yard touchdown run as well. He had 4 touchdowns in the game. He ran for seven. He ran only 17 carries for 238 yards and 4 touchdowns. As the Titans won 30-9, they moved to 7-6 back in the wild card picture. Jags have a losing season. They're 4-9. That's a rough one. Sam Darnold returned. He played Josh Allen for the first time. First time these two have played against each other. It was 3-9 New York Jets at the 4-8 Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, another big game. He passed for 18 for 36, 206 yards, 2 interceptions, and then he had 9 carries for 101 yards and 1 touchdown. Sam Darnold had a late touchdown pass late in the game. As the Jets won 27-23, they both moved to official losing records at 4-9. Carolina was 6-6 at 4-7-1 Cleveland. Baker Mayfield, big game. He played Newton. Jarvis Landry caught a touchdown pass, had a touchdown pass. Nick Chubb had 13 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown. As the Browns wound up upsetting the Panthers 26-28. Browns moved to 5-7-1. They're still in the NFC North, and if they went out, they could win it too. Panthers have lost 5 in a row. They're now 6-7 overall. Two disappointing teams with big losses last week in Week 13. Atlanta was 4-8 at 4-7-1 Green Bay. Green Bay won 34-20. First game under Joe Philbin. The Packers already lost 2 challenges a minute into the game. Julio Jones 8 receptions, 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. But Aaron Jones had a good running game, 17 carries, 78 yards, and a touchdown. Aaron Rodgers had 2 touchdown passes. As the Packers won 34-20, they moved to 5-7-1. Atlanta has a losing year after making the playoffs. They're 4-9. This game was a good one. 7-5 Baltimore was at 10-2 Kansas City with the Chiefs. Baltimore had 2 chances to win. They're up 24-17. They missed 2 4th downs late in the game. That's a rough one. Oh man, they're down 24-17. Mahomes on a 4th and 9 threw it to Tyreek Hill. Big pass by Hill and Tyreek Hill and Spencer Ware both got hurt in the same game. That's concerning to me because Kansas City, if Spencer Ware's out for a while, they might not have a running back. He had 15 carries, 75 yards. Mahomes with 35-53. Threw an interception, but he had 377 yards, 2 touchdowns. Right now, he's the front runner for the NFL MVP. He did really good. 2 4th downs. 2 4th downs where, well, one he had a touchdown pass. One was a big 4th and 9. Baltimore could have had the game, but they lost. They're now 7-6. They're still leading the wild card race at 6th seed, the last spot available. And the Chiefs are 11-2 overall with the best record in the NFL. They play tonight. We'll get into that in a second. And the Patriots, this was a Miami miracle here. 9-3 New England was at 6-6 Miami. Kenyon Drake had a wild final play. He had a 52-yard. He ran the last 52 yards on a Hail Mary lateral play as Miami won 34-33 at the last second. Brady had 3 touchdowns in the game, 58 yards, 27-43. Kenny Stills had 8 receptions, 135 yards, a touchdown. Kenyon Drake saved the day at the last second, stunning New England's hearts, probably costing New England a chance at even the 1 seed. New England moves to 9-4 overall. Miami's still in the wild card picture. They're 7-6. The last few 1 o'clock games, there's 3 of them. Buccaneers were up 14-0 early, 14-3 early, but the Saints scored 25 unanswered. They won 28-14. Drew Brees had a touchdown pass. He ran for 1. Mark Ingram had 13 carries, 52 yards, and a touchdown. Michael Thomas had 11 receptions, 98 yards. And New Orleans won 28-14. They moved to 11-2 overall. They were 10-2 going into the game. Tampa Bay was 5-7 going overall into the game. Then Tampa Bay moves to 5-8 overall. Mark Sanchez versus Eli Manning, 4-8 New York Giants at the 6-6 Redskins. Saquon Barkley had the biggest game he had this year. So did Eli. Saquon Barkley had 14 carries, 170 yards, and a touchdown. Eli Manning was 14-22 for 197 yards and 3 touchdowns. Giants were up 34-0 at the half. They won 40-16. Mark Sanchez got benched for Josh Johnson, so Washington season's in doubt because of their quarterback issues. That's not good. Indianapolis, big game here. They're 6-6 at 9-3 Houston. They're coming off their big winning streak, 5 games, and Houston had a 9-game winning streak going into their game. Indy won 24-21. They're up 17-7 at the half. Luck had a big game, 27-41, 399 yards, 2 touchdowns. T.Y. Hilton, big game, 9 receptions, 199 yards as Indy won 24-21. They're still in the wild card hunt. Big win for them. They moved to 7-6. Houston is now 9-4 overall. And finally, the 4 o'clock games. The Bengals and Chargers. The Bengals were 5-7 at the 9-3 Chargers. Chargers won 26-21. They moved to 10-3. Excuse me. Bengals moved to 5-8. Phil Rivers only 19-29, 220 yards and a touchdown pass. Joe Mixon 111 yards in total. And Keenan Allen had 5 receptions, 78 yards and a touchdown. Chargers moved to 10 wins, actually. Big surprise. Bengals moved to 5-8. They've lost 6 in a row now. No Andy Dalton, no AJ Green. The Broncos were 6-6 at the 2-10 Niners. Broncos had an upset loss. George Kittle had a big game. The tight end for the San Francisco, 7 receptions, 210 yards and a touchdown. Nick Mullins, big game too, 20-33, 332 yards, 2 touchdowns. San Francisco won 20-14. They moved to 3-10 overall, and Denver is now 6-7 overall. This was a big game. Philly was 6-6 at 7-5. Dallas could be the last game for Carson Wentz this year. I'd rest him. He has a fractured fibula. That's not good for Philly. They won't make the playoffs hunt now. Dak Prescott threw 54 times. He was 42 of 54, 455 yards, 3 touchdowns. Ezekiel Elliott had 28 carries, 113 yards, and Amari Cooper had 3 touchdowns. Including a game-winning one, 10 receptions, 217 yards, 3 touchdowns. It was only 6-0 Dallas at the half. It was 9-6 in the third, but the fourth quarter everybody went off. It was 23-all. Dallas went all the way down the field, went to overtime. Dallas won 29-23. They moved to 8-5, 2 games up over the Eagles and Redskins. Eagles moved to 6-7 overall. I don't know what's wrong with the Steelers. They're 7-4-1, going to their game at 2-10 Oakland. Oakland won 24-21. Derek Carr had a big game, 25-34, 322 yards, 2 touchdowns. Juju Smith-Schuster helped the Steelers a little bit, 8 receptions, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns. 21 seconds left. Oakland took the lead. Big Ben got hurt with a rib injury. Now then he came back, but Pittsburgh slipped. The field goal kicker Boswell, I think, slipped on the turf, and they for a game time field goal, and they lost to the Raiders, 24-21. That affects the whole AFC North and the whole playoff picture as well. This wasn't in any playoff contention for him. Detroit was 4-8 at the 3-9 Arizona Cardinals. So it was only 3-0 Lions at the half. Darius Slay had a interception return for a touchdown. Zach Center had a rush touchdown, 12 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown for Detroit. 67-yard interception return touchdown for Detroit. They won 17-3 over the Arizona Cardinals. They moved to 5-8, and Arizona moves to 3-10 overall. Finally, the big one Sunday night, 11-1 Rams were at the 8-4 Bears. The Rams didn't look like the Rams. The Bears had a dominant defense. Jared Goff threw 4 interceptions. That's a lot. Jordan Howard had a big game, 19 carries, 101 yards. Bears were only at 6-3 at the half. They won 15-9. The only touchdown was, I think it was a fumble return for a touchdown. The Bears won 15-6. They moved to 9-4 overall, and the Rams moved to 11-2 overall. This was probably for the 5 seed. Seattle was 7-5, hosting 6-5-1 Minnesota. Seattle won 21-7. Bobby Wagner, big game on defense. Chris Carson, 22 carries, 90 yards, and a touchdown. A fumble return for Seattle. Oh wow, Saints released Brandon Marshall. That's new. Ezekiel Elliott. Yeah. Oh, I was looking there. Hang on. But yeah, Minnesota lost 21-7. They fired their offensive coordinator, DeFilano. Minnesota was 6-1. Seattle moves to 8-5 overall. And we'll go over the standings really quick in a second too. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go over the standings real quick. I'll preview the matchups for next week. Somebody's down there. AFC East, Patriots are 9-4. Dolphins are 2 games back, 7-6. Two teams that are out. The Bills and Jets are both 4-9 for the AFC East. The AFC North, the Steelers are 7-5-1. Baltimore is right behind them in second, 7-6. Cleveland's still in it, 5-7-1 in third, and Cincinnati's 5-8 in last. The AFC South, Houston has a 2-game lead for the AFC South. They're 9-4 over Indianapolis and Tennessee. They're both 7-6. The Jaguars are 4-9. Chiefs in the AFC West, they're 11-2. Chargers are 10-3. Broncos are 6-7, and the Raiders are 3-10. The NFC East, Cowboys have a 2-game lead with the Eagles and Redskins. They're 8-5. Eagles and Redskins are 6-7 each, and the Giants are 5-8 in last. The NFC North, Bears have almost a 2.5-game lead. They're 9-4. Vikings are 6-6-1 in second. Packers are 5-7-1 in third. Lions are 5-8 in last. And the NFC South, the Saints clinch the South. They're 11-2. Panthers 6-7. Bucks 5-8. Falcons 4-9. Already NFC West clinchers. Rams are 11-2. Seahawks are 5-8-5. Tied for last are the Cardinals and 49ers at 3-10. I'll preview the matchups for next week, or this week tonight, week 15. Chargers at the Chiefs. This is a big one, I think, this week. 10-3. LA Chargers at the 11-2 Chiefs. I like the Chiefs in this one. I think they pull away late. They wound up winning the AFC West. There are 2 Saturday games this week. The Texans are 9-4 at the 4-9 Jets. I like the Texans big in this matchup. I think they rebound. 8-20. Browns are 5-7-1 at the 6-7 Broncos. I like the Browns in an upside. I feel like the Browns are going to make a little mini run. Look out for Cleveland. The Sunday matchups, not really a big one. Arizona's 3-10 at 4-9 Atlanta. I like Atlanta in a close one. Another not big one. 5-8 Detroit's at 4-9 Buffalo. I like Buffalo in a close one. Green Bay's 5-7-1 at 9-4 Chicago. I think Chicago actually beats the Packers this time around. I saw them play in Week 1. Chicago wants this win badly. Another non-really playoff matchup. 3-10 Oakland's at 5-8 Cincinnati. I like Oakland. I think they'll win 2 in a row. Big road win for them. The big one this week I think is 8-5 Dallas at 7-6 Indy. I think Dallas gets slowed down a lot. Indy's got a better defense than they anticipated. I think Indianapolis wins a really close one over the Dallas Cowboys, and they'll stay in the AFC hunt. I think Dallas will still win the NFC East, but I think they'll lose this week. Another big one here, Miami 7-6 at 6-6-1 Minnesota. I think Minnesota wins a close one. Minnesota needs it. I think they win out and get that last 6 seed. I think this one's going to be a good one too. 7-6 Tennessee is at 5-8 New York Giants. I like the Giants by a field goal. I think this one's going to be close the whole game. Titans, if they lose, they could be out of the AFC playoff picture. Maybe at 7-7. I don't like this matchup. 6-7 Washington's at 4-9 Jaguars. It's Josh Johnson versus Cody Kessler. I like Jacksonville though in a blowout though, but I think Jacksonville gets their only last win of the season. Last 1 o'clock game. 5-8 Tampa Bay's at 7-6 Baltimore. I don't know who the quarterback is starting for Baltimore, Flacco or Jackson or Griffin. This could be a trap game for Baltimore though, but I think they win a close one at home over Jameis Winston, the Buccaneers. They'll be 5-8. The last 2 4 o'clock matchups. 8-5 Seattle's at 3-10 San Francisco. I like Seattle big. 425. This one was a good one early in the year. Now it's a struggling one. 9-4 New England's at 7-5-1 Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a must win for them, but I don't think they'll win this one. I think New England wins in a blowout. Carson Wentz, I hear, might not play. Could be Foles again. 6-7 Eagles are at 11-2 Rams. The Rams are now favored by 11.5. I like the Rams big though in this matchup. And finally Monday night, 11-2 New Orleans at 6-7 Carolina. I like New Orleans big over Carolina in this one. And I'll preview the bowl matchup. Actually, we'll go over last week's matchup between Army and Navy. Come on. Yeah, Army won 17-10. I think they moved 10-2. Navy, not that good. I'll go over all the bowl matchups, especially ones this Saturday. It all starts at 1:30 in Orlando Camping World Stadium. This is the Camping World. Actually, yeah. It doesn't say the actual bowl match. Oh, here we go. Iowa Nation Cure Bowl. 6-6 Tulane to 7-6 Louisiana. I like Tulane in this one. We'll go over all the matchups. I won't preview. I'll just preview the top 4 semifinal games, and I'll preview the championship later. 2 o'clock on ESPN. Utah State's 10-2 at 9-3 North Texas. I like Utah State in a blowout. They lost their coach to Texas Tech, but I like Utah State to rally around their team. First ranked team playing in a bowl. 7-5 Arizona State is at 11-2 Fresno State. 21st ranked. I like Fresno State in the shootout. I think that's the first shootout. That's at 3:30 on ABC this Saturday. 5:30 on ESPN. This is the Ray.com Media Chameleon Bowl in Montgomery, Alabama. 9-3 Georgia Southern's at 7-5 EMU. I think EMU can't stop Georgia Southern. I think Georgia Southern gets the 10 wins. Middle Tennessee is 8-5 at 10-2 Appalachian State. Arnold Carey's Bowl. Appalachian State lost their coach to Louisville. Appalachian State, I like them big. I think they get their 11th win. That's in New Orleans. The Tuesday match is the Boca Raton Bowl. 10-3 UABs at 8-5 Northern Illinois. I like Northern Illinois in a close one. That's on ESPN. Wednesday night, December 19th. This is the Frisco Bowl in Frisco, Texas. 7-5 San Diego State's 8-4 Ohio. I like Ohio in this matchup. Thursday, December 20th. There's one matchup. 8-4 Marshalls at 7-5 South Florida. It's a home game for South Florida. It's the Bad Boys More Gasparilla Bowl. I like South Florida in a close one. I think they moved it from the Rays Stadium. The two Friday matchups next week: 8-4 Florida Nationals at 7-5 Toledo. I like Toledo in a close one. That's at 12:30 on ESPN in the Bahamas Bowl. This is the Idaho Potato Bowl. 7-5 Westerns playing 6-6 BYU. BYU's favored by 13.5. I like BYU big over Western. That's at 4 o'clock on ESPN. On Saturday, I'll be on a plane during this. 8-5 Memphis is playing 6-6 Wake Forest in the Jared Birmingham Bowl in Birmingham, Alabama. I like Memphis. I like Henderson runs the ball over the place. 3:30 on ESPN. This is the Armed Forces Bowl in Fort Worth. 8-4 Houston's at 10-2 Army. I like Army big. 7 o'clock. This is the Dollar General Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. 10-3 Buffalo's playing 9-3 Troy. I like Buffalo in this matchup. Close one. 10:30. Technically a home game for Hawaii. Hawaii's 8-5 playing 7-5 Louisiana Tech. 10:30 on ESPN. I like Hawaii in that matchup. 7-6. Especially 7 on December 26th. 4 days off for bowl season. Boston College is 7-5 against 10-3 Boise State, 25th ranked in the Cotton Bowl, playing in the Cotton Bowl, but it's the first responder bowl. I like Boise State in a close one. 5:15 on Quick Lane Bowl in Detroit. 6-6 Minnesota's playing 7-5 Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, Paul Johnson retired. They just got Goff Collins as their head coach for Georgia Tech. I like Minnesota actually in an upset for this one. That's gonna be a close game. 9 o'clock on that Wednesday night. 7-5 California's playing 6-6 TCU at Chase Field for the Cheez-It Bowl. I like TCU in a close one. That's on ESPN Wednesday night. Thursday afternoon, December 27th, 1:30 on ESPN. The Walk-Ons Independence Bowl in Louisiana. Temple's 8-4. They just lost their head coach to Georgia Tech. Duke's 7-5. I like Temple in a close one. This is a rematch of the Orange Bowl last year, but this year they're playing in the Pinstripe Bowl at 5:15. Yankee Stadium. Miami 7-5 playing 7-5 Wisconsin. I like Miami in a close one. Payback win. 9 o'clock on ESPN. This is the Texas Bowl in Houston. 6-6 Baylor's playing 6-6 Vanderbilt. I like Baylor in a close one. December 28th. This is a Friday night. This is the Music City Bowl in Nashville. 6-6 Purdue's playing 7-5 Auburn. I like Purdue in an upset for this one. This is the big ranked matchup. First big win for the Bulls. 5:15. This is the Camping World Bowl in Orlando. 8-3 West Virginia. It's their 16th ranked playing 20th ranked Syracuse 9-3. I like Syracuse in an upset. Another ranked matchup at 9 o'clock. This is the Alamo Bowl in San Antonio. 8-4 Iowa State's 24th ranked. They're playing 10-2 Washington State, 13th ranked. I like Washington State in a blowout. The first of New Year's Six Bowls on Saturday, December 29th at noon in Atlanta. The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, 10th ranked 9-3 Florida's playing 7th ranked 10-2 Michigan. I like Michigan in a blowout. At noon, this is the Belk Bowl in Charlotte. 7-5 South Carolina's playing 7-5 Virginia. I like Virginia in a close one. 1:15 on CBS Sports Network. 8-4 Arkansas State's playing 7-5 Nevada. I like Arkansas State. This is the Arizona Bowl in Tucson. And the semifinals, we're just previewing the semifinals right now, not the whole championship. 12-0 Notre Dame's third ranked playing 13-0 second ranked Clemson in Arlington for the actually the Cotton Bowl in AT&T Stadium, Jerry's World. I like Clemson to blow out. This one's going to be a shootout though at 8 o'clock. The Capital One Orange Bowl. This is the last semifinal in Miami. I want to go to this so bad. I'm going to be in Florida during this. Fourth ranked 12-1 Oklahoma's playing first ranked 13-0 Alabama. I think this could be a shoot. I think Oklahoma upsets Alabama. I think it's going to be Oklahoma and Clemson in the national title. You heard it here first. Finally, the last few matchups on the New Year's Eve docket, New Year's Day docket. This is the Military Bowl at noon on ESPN. This is on Monday. A day off from bowling for NFL Week 17. Cincinnati's 10-2 playing 6-6 Virginia Tech. I like Cincinnati though in a blowout. At 2 o'clock, this is the Sun Bowl. 8-4 Stanford's playing 7-6 Pittsburgh. I like Stanford in a close one. This is at 3 o'clock on Fox in Santa Clara, where the championship's going to be. The Red Box Bowl. 7-5 Michigan State's playing 8-4 Oregon. MSU has no offense. I like Oregon. Justin Herbert's going to have a big game. At 3:45 on ESPN, the Liberty Bowl in Memphis. 23rd ranked Missouri's 8-4 playing 6-6 Oklahoma State. I like Missouri in a close one. 7 o'clock on FS1. This is the San Diego Credit Union Holiday Bowl. 27th ranked Northwestern's playing 17th ranked Utah. 8-5 and 9-4. Two losers of their respective championship games. I like Utah in a blowout. And finally, the last game of the new 2018, NC State's 9-3 playing 8-4 Texas A&M. This is the Gator Bowl. It's at night. I like it at 19th ranked A&M. I like NC State in an upset though. The first of New Year's Day bowls, or first of many New Year's Day games. 8-4, 18th ranked Mississippi State is 18th ranked. They're playing 8-4 Iowa. This is the Outback Bowl. I like Iowa in an upset. the first New Year's Six Bowl, Fiesta Bowl. 11th ranked 9-3 LSU is playing 8th ranked 12-0 undefeated UCF. I think LSU is going to break UCF streak blowout. I like LSU. This is the Citrus Bowl. 9-3 14th ranked Kentucky is playing 12th ranked 9-3 Penn State. I like Penn State, close one. The Rose Bowl, last two games. This are New Year's Six Bowls. Yeah. 10-3 Washington. They're 9th ranked, playing 12-1 6th ranked Ohio State. I like Ohio State to beat Washington, and that's the Rose Bowl. Last game for Urban Meyer. 15th ranked Texas at 9-4, playing 5th ranked 11-2 Georgia. I think this is going to be a closer one than the experts think. This is the Sugar Bowl. I like Georgia, though. Post one national championship is on January 7th. I think it's going to be Oklahoma and Clemson, but I won't preview that till after the Final Four matchups happen. And we'll go over the last part I'm going to do is my 68 team bowl playoff that I predicted or so. I'll explain it later, but I wanted to go over the college basketball standings. And also, actually, Tennessee, 7th ranked beat Gonzaga last week. And I think I did it last Tuesday, so I'll go over my scores for this week. I think I just started last Tuesday. So we'll go over all the matchups. Oh, whoops, I want the whole schedule, not the scores. Yeah, I want the Tuesday matchups. There were some good upsets this week. I'll go a little bit back. I think I last did on the December 4th. Kansas beat Wofford. They were 2nd ranked. Michigan barely beat Northwestern 62-60. This is last Tuesday, December 4th. Auburn beat UNC Asheville 67-41. Mississippi State won 90-77. Furman's ranked. They beat Elon 98-77. Seton Hall won by 20 against New Hampshire 77-57. IU beat Penn State 64-62. Providence beat Boston College 195 in overtime. Clemson beat St. Peter's. Syracuse beat Northeastern. Oklahoma beat Notre Dame in Madison Square Garden 85-80. Miami lost to Penn 89-75. Looking for more key matchups from that day. Central beat Youngstown 194 in 3 overtimes. I think I did this last week. Missouri beat UT Arlington, and Alabama lost to Georgia State. Yeah, I think I did do it last week. Florida beat West Virginia 60-56. That was last week. Hang on, I'll go back to December 5th. I think that's when I did the podcast last. Come on. Appears low and slowly. December 5th, Gonzaga, the last win as their #1 team. They barely beat Washington 81-79. I'm like, Gonzaga, they might struggle against Tennessee. They barely beat Washington. It was 81-79. Duke beat Hartford by 30, 84-54. Texas Tech 13th ranked at the time. They won by 18 over Arkansas Pine Bluff 65-47. North Carolina won 97-69 over UNC Willington. Virginia Tech beat VMI 89-68. Buffalo won 89-55 over Moines. They were 17th ranked at the time. Ohio State beat Illinois in Chicago 19-77-67. Villanova, not very good. They beat Temple at this time 69-59. They were 21st ranked. Nebraska was 24th ranked. They lost to Minnesota 85-78. Xavier beat Ohio 82-61. UConn beat Lafayette 90-63. Looking for more matchups that were good last week. There were some okay ones. Miami beat Rice 65-62. Bowling Green lost to Cleveland State 82-64. Ball State lost. Actually, Ball State beat the Final Four team, Loyola Chicago 75-69. That's an upset in my book. Oh, there's McGee's. Arkansas beat Colorado State 98-74. TCU beat SMU 67-59. Cal lost to San Fran 79-60. That was last week. Thursday match. Not a lot of them. December 6th. 8th ranked Iowa beat Iowa State 98-84. Maryland lost to unranked Purdue 62-60. 23rd ranked. Those are all the big ones from last Thursday. The Friday matchups. I don't think there were a lot of Friday matchups. Nevada barely beat Arizona State 72-66, 6th ranked versus 20th ranked. Missouri beat Oral Roberts 80-64. Other than that, there weren't a lot of good matches. TCU played USC. TCU won 96-61. Saturday matchups, there were some upsets this upcoming last weekend. Kansas beat New Mexico State 63-60. That was 2nd ranked. Almost a loss for Kansas. Duke beat Yale 91-58. There's another geese. 5th ranked Michigan beat South Carolina 89-78. Dayton and Auburn. Auburn won 82-72. This was in New York. Seton Hall upset Kentucky 84-83 in overtime. 9th ranked Kentucky. Michigan State was 10th ranked. They beat Florida 63-59. Florida State beat UConn 79-71. Wisconsin got upset by Marquette 74-69 in overtime. Kansas State also lost another ranked game 47-46 to Tulsa. 17th ranked Buffalo won against St. Bonaventure. That was 80-62. Villanova beat St. Joe 79-58. Maryland beat Loyola Chicago. Loyola Chicago still lost to it. They're struggling 55-41. Nebraska beat Creighton 94-75. Furman beat South Carolina upside 75-60. EMU won 105-53 Central State. Let's see. West Virginia beat Pittsburgh 69-59. Oklahoma won 80-48 over Wichita State. Long ways ahead for Wichita State. Rhode Island won 79-63 over Holy Cross. BYU beat Utah 74-59. Cincinnati beat Xavier 62-47. Illinois beat UNLV 77-74. Western lost beat Youngstown State 88-77. IU barely beat Louisville 68-67. Fordham beat Rutgers 78-70. Syracuse won at buzzer beater 72-71 over Georgetown. Still looking here. Minnesota beat Arkansas State 72-56. Looking for more big matchups from last week. Air Force and Army. Army won 66-61. Army won basketball and football on the same day. CMU beat Southern Utah 95-86. Butler beat Northern Illinois 95-68. Looking for more matchups. Oregon won against Omaha 84-61. Key teams: California, San Diego State. California won 89-83. UCLA beat Notre Dame 65-62. And Mississippi State played Clemson in neutral site 82-71. 22nd ranked Mississippi State. Sunday matchups: Tennessee, the big one last week. Tennessee was 7th ranked. They beat Gonzaga and Phoenix though. That was a big one. That was later. I'm looking for that win right there. But that was a big one last Sunday. I'm still looking for it here. I thought I had it here somewhere. Was this Sunday? Yeah, this was November 18th. That's why I was looking wrong. Let's see. Sunday, yep, December 9th. I got the right one. So I accidentally clicked the wrong button. 7th ranked Tennessee beat Gonzaga and Phoenix. They won 76-73. Second number one team to go down. First one Gonzaga beat Duke, but now Tennessee should be up in the top 3. They're 3rd overall now. Virginia beat Virginia Commonwealth 4th ranked 57-49. Nevada beat Grand Canyon 74-66. Last ranked team Virginia Tech beat South Carolina State 81-44. Alabama won 76-73. Long days ahead for Alabama. I mean Alabama and Arizona. Old Dominion beat Fairfield 79-69. Let's see here. Navy lost to Linscomb 107-81. Ball State lost to Evansville 89-77. Purdue and Texas won 72-68. Washington beat Seattle 70-62, and Washington State lost to Montana State 95-90. So Monday's matchups. Not a lot of big college basketball games this week. Wait, this was last week. I keep clicking the wrong button. Excuse me. Monday, December 10th. Yeah, there's not even a lot of big ones. The big one was Marshall beating Moorhead 76-64, and St. Mary's winning 81-66 over Cal State Fullerton. Tuesday, Villanova was upset Tuesday night 78-75 to Penn. Villanova's not going to repeat. They're not as good. Maryland beat Loyola Maryland 94-71. Georgia Southern lost to UCF 95-88. Minnesota won 80-71 over North Florida. And Colorado and New Mexico. Colorado won 78-75 over New Mexico. That was on Tuesday. Wednesday, Texas Tech beat Northwestern State 79-44. LSU and Houston. Houston won 82-76 as 24th ranked team. Louisville beat Linscomb 72-68. Boston College beat Columbia 82-73. Let's see here. Not a lot of big ones last week. Ole Miss beat SC Louisiana 69-47. Oregon beat South San Diego 65-55. Boise State won 67-57 over Alabama State. And that was last week. Thursday. Yeah, this is tonight. The only big one, Savannah State at 16 ranked Wisconsin as ranked teams. Rice won against St. Edward 78-73. Not a lot of big ones tonight. I think either Friday night as well. Yeah, not a lot of big ones Friday night. Green Bay's at Creighton. And UCI is at DePaul. Those are TV games. Saturday's matchups. Oh, wow. Man, Villanova 17th ranked playing at first ranked Kansas. That's a tough one for Villanova coming off a loss. That's a good one for noon game on ESPN on Saturday. At noon also, 3rd ranked Tennessee's at Memphis. That's kind of a rivalry game on ESPN too. But Nell's at 15th ranked Ohio State at noon on Big Ten Network. Old Dominion's at 25th ranked Syracuse on ACC Network. SMU's at Georgetown at noon. Looking for Ohio's at Detroit Mercy. Notre Dame's playing Purdue. Oh, it's the Bankers Life Classic. That's at 1:30 on CBS. Western Michigan's at Michigan at 2 on Big Ten Network, 5th ranked. Southern Illinois is at 14th ranked Buffalo. Rutgers at Seton Hall at 2 on FS1. A lot of good ones on Saturday. I'm still looking here. Butler's playing 25th ranked IU at 3:45. That's the Indiana Classic Bankers Life Fieldhouse. I'm a big Indy guy, basketball guy. Love Butler though. Radford's at Clemson at 3 o'clock. Clemson's unranked now. Kent State's at Louisville at 4 o'clock. Basketball. Utah's at 19th ranked Kentucky on ESPN2 at 5. Charleston at VCU at 4 on NBC Sports Network. 20th ranked Arizona State's at Georgia SEC Network at 6 p.m. Gonzaga's, this is a good one. Gonzaga's 4th ranked at 12th ranked North Carolina at ESPN2. Big matchups on Saturday. 13th ranked Virginia Tech's playing Washington and Atlantic City. 22nd ranked Iowa's playing Northern Illinois and Des Moines Big Ten Network. Georgia State's at 25th ranked Kansas State. 8th ranked Auburn is playing UAB in Birmingham. Cincinnati's at Mississippi State, 8:30 on SC Network in Starkville. Oh, yeah, that's a Mississippi State. Manhattan's at UConn. Eastern Kentucky is at Xavier. USC's at Oklahoma. Boise State's at Oregon. Looking for more. A&M's playing Oregon State in Portland. Baylor's at Arizona and Tucson. LSU's playing St. Mary's in Las Vegas. Also in Las Vegas is BYU and UNLV. So there's still some tournaments. Sunday games. Looking here, a lot of big ones looking at Sunday. St. Louis at Houston. Rhode Island is at West Virginia. Fairfield's at Boston College. Central Connecticut's at Providence. That's on TV. Finley's at Bowling Green. Dayton's playing Tulsa and I think Connecticut. Oh, yeah. Nebraska's playing Oklahoma State and Sioux Falls. South Dakota on Big Ten Network. Also, Green Bay's at Michigan State. 9th ranked Michigan State on 5 o'clock Big Ten Network. Wagner's at St. John's. Let's see here. So, Monday matchups. Southeastern Missouri State's at Florida State, 10th ranked Florida State, 20th ranked Arizona State's at Vanderbilt, 7 p.m. on SEC Network. Ball State's at Valpo, Gardner Webb's at Georgia Tech. Not a lot of big ones Monday. Oh, Northwestern has a game too. They host Chicago State. Tuesday, we'll go over the overall rankings too. Princeton's playing at Duke Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Ooh, early games. Youngstown State's at Ohio State. I'll get the 6 o'clock early ones. 7 o'clock on Big Ten Network. Florida A&M's at Oregon. Oakland's at Georgia. Xavier's at Missouri. Charleston Southern's at Clemson. Oh man, Buffalo's 14th ranked at 25th ranked Syracuse on the ESPN2 on Tuesday night. That's a good one. Yeah, that's at Syracuse. Can't wait for that one. That's actually a good ranked matchup I'm looking forward to. USC's at Santa Clara. San Jose State's at Stanford. North Dakota's at 21st ranked Marquette. UT Arlington's at 4th ranked Gonzaga. Western Carolina's at 22nd ranked Iowa. Presbyterian's at Butler. Loyola Chicago hosts Beneside. Those are all the big ones. The rankings for this week. I know Gonzaga just lost. These are the top 25 overall for the AP top 25. Kansas is first overall at 8-0. Second is Duke at 9-1. Third is Tennessee at 7-1. Gonzaga's at 9-1. Michigan is still 10-0. They're not in the second. I'm surprised by that. They're fifth overall. They should be up higher. Same with Virginia. They're 9-0. Nevada's seventh ranked. They're 10-0. Auburn's 8-1 at eighth. MSU's ninth at 8-2. Florida State's 8-1 and 10th. Texas Tech should be higher. They're 8-0. North Carolina's 7-2 at 12th. Virginia Tech's 8-1 at 13th. Buffalo's 9-0 at 14th. Ohio State's 15th at 8-1. Wisconsin 16th ranked 8-2. Villanova's 8-2 at 17th ranked. Mississippi State's 8-1, 18th ranked. 19th ranked 7-2. Kentucky, they dropped 10 spots. Arizona State's 7-1. Marquette's 8-2 at 21st ranked. Iowa's 22nd at 7-2. Furman's 10-0 undefeated 23rd. 24th is Houston at 8-0. There's 3 25th ranked teams. 8-2 IU, 7-2 Syracuse, and 6-2 Kansas State. Teams for team votes. Only 2 teams that dropped were Maryland and Nebraska. Nebraska got votes. Maryland, Oklahoma, Cincinnati, St. John's, Purdue, NC State, Iowa State, TCU, San Francisco, UCLA, Minnesota, Butler, NGIT, Seton Hall, Davidson, Florida, and Texas. I'll go over the NBA standings really quick. Yes, standings at least really quick. Unless the Pistons lose. Let's see here. Tonight's matchups: Lakers 17-10, 12-4. Rockets at 8:30. Clippers are 17-10, 14-14. Spurs 9:30. 6-22. Bulls, they suck. They fired Fred Hoiberg. 12-15 Magic. And the 10:30 on TNT, 15-11 Mavericks are doing good. 4-24 the Suns suck too. So the Raptors are still leading Eastern Conference 23-7. They just blew out the Warriors last night. Good win for them. 18-9 Bucks are still in second. Third are the 76ers 19-10. Jimmy Butler's hurt. Fourth are the Pacers 18-10. Celtics are 17-10. They were on a winning streak at one point. Fifth. Sixth are the Hornets at 14-13. Pistons are seventh at 13-13. And 12-15 are the Magic in eighth. The Heat are 11-16 and 9th. 11-17 Wizards are in 10th. Brooklyn Nets are 11-18 and 11th. Bad teams, Knicks are 8-21. Cavaliers 7-21. Hawks are 6-21. The worst team are the Bulls at 6-22. Western Conference, oh man, it's the Nuggets. They're leading at 18-9. Warriors are 19-10 second. Thunder 17-9 on a winning streak. Clippers are 17-10 tied with the Lakers at 17-10 for fourth and fifth. Grizzlies are 16-11 and fifth. Mavericks are 15-11 and seventh. Kings are 15-12 and eighth. Blazers are 15-13 right there in ninth. 15-15 are the Pelicans. 14-14 are the Spurs. 14-15 are the Jazz. 13-15 are the Timberwolves. Rockets are struggling at 12-14. The Suns are the worst team in that league at 9-24. NHL standings. Oh wait, I hit the wrong button. Excuse me. Yep, I hit the wrong button. NHL, I was watching a good game between the Blackhawks and the Bruins last night. 4-3 Blackhawks. That was a good game. Tonight's matchups: Arizona's at Buffalo at 7. LA, the Kings are at the Columbus Blue Jackets at 7. 7:30 Carolina's at Montreal. Toronto's at Tampa Bay at 7:30. 8 o'clock Vancouver's at Nashville. Edmonton's at Winnipeg at 8. Florida's at Minnesota at 8. And at 10:30 Dallas is at San Jose. Look for one of them on NHL Network. I got the channel. Standings for here. There's some geese again. For the Atlanta, 24-7 are the Lightning, 21-9 are the Maple Leafs, 18-9 are the Sabres, 17-10 are the Bruins, 15-11 are the Canadiens, 14-14 Red Wings, Senators are 13-15, and the Panthers 11-12. Metropolitan, Capitals blew out the Red Wings the other night 5-0. 18-9 are the Capitals, Blue Jackets 16-12, Islanders 14-12, Penguins are 13-11, Rangers are 14-13, Hurricanes are 13-12, Flyers are 12-13, and the Devils are 10-13. In the Central for the Western Conference, the Predators are 20-10, Jets are 19-9, Avalanche are 17-9, Stars are 16-12, tied with the Wild at 16-12. The Blues are 11-14. The Blackhawks big win, even though they're 10-18. Pacific, Flames are 20-10. The Ducks are 17-11. Sharks are 16-11. Knights are coming back 18-14. Oilers are 17-12. Canucks are 14-16. Coyotes are 13-14. And the Kings are 11-19. And that's about it for this week. Also, North Dakota State's new coach is the Kansas State's new head coach. That's a new hire, by the way. I'll go over my preview. Oh man, I got a good preview. I was doing my 68 team playoff matchup. So this is how it would work. Let's say it's kind of like the college basketball system. So you have play-in games. They would have played last weekend when Navy and Army played December 8th. So there's all the 64 teams that get a break in between. They play this round of 64 December 15th. They play the round of 32 on December 22nd. They play the round of 16 on December 29th. They play the Elite Eight on January 5th. They play the Final Four on January 12th. And then they play the the championship on December 19th. They just do it, or January 19th. They do it every Saturday until mid-January or so. So they also do the regions like this, kind of like how the New Year's Six does it this year, how the New Year's Six Bowl, not the big matchups, the Final Four spots, the top Final Four teams would play in right now where Miami is, where the Orange Bowl is, and Arlington, where the Cotton Bowl is. They just switch out every year. So then they have the regions like where the Peach Bowl is, where the Rose Bowl is, where the where the Sugar Bowl is, where the Fiesta Bowl is. Those would be the regions right there. It'd be the highest one seed overall, like who would get it. As an example, Alabama, they're my one seed. They're the Atlanta region. The one seed in the Pasadena region would be Oklahoma based on geographics. The one seed Notre Dame would be in the Phoenix region, and the one seed Clemson would be in the New Orleans region. That's a tough one between Notre Dame and Oklahoma, who is closer to what. Those are the regions right now. Those are my examples. Are my four seeds, or my 4 1 seeds as my examples. So those are my regions right there. They just play every Saturday until about January 9th. I know it seems long. But I also previewed the matchups here. I had locations geographically for them too. I had the lowest seed, wherever they play. So my Atlanta region, I'll just go over it right now. I'll do my play-in games first. 16 seeds. Baylor, Georgia Tech are my 16 seeds. They're playing the winner against their winner that would play. Actually, I'll just do my play-in games. They'd be in the Atlanta region. My Pasadena region, yes, would be Nevada and Louisiana Tech. Those are my other 16 seed teams. There's a play-in games. The Phoenix region, it'd be the winner of Purdue and Virginia. And the New Orleans region for 16 seeds would be Oklahoma State and California. So here are my matchups. This is the Atlanta region. 16 seed. The winner of Baylor and Georgia Tech would play Alabama. And the 9 seed and 8 seed in my Atlanta region would be Troy and Cincinnati. So they would play in Birmingham. I picked different locations. It's all different locations. This is in Birmingham. Bama, because it's closer. They play back-to-back. My 12 seed in this region for Atlanta would be Buffalo. They played 5 seed Syracuse. And my 13 seed Michigan State playing 4 seed West Virginia. Those 4 teams would play in Pittsburgh. We would play against each other. My 11 seeds Miami, Florida playing 6 seed Texas A&M. My battery's low, so I better do this quick. 14 ranked is Iowa playing 3rd ranked Florida. That's in Jacksonville. Miami's 10 against yes. Hang on a second. And no, it's NIU 10th seed, 7th ranked Boise State, 15th ranked. Yeah. That would be in Jacksonville. Actually 14th ranked Hawaii would be against 3rd ranked Florida. 11th ranked Miami, Florida would be Texas A&M. That's in Jacksonville. 10 seed NIU is playing 7 seed Boise State. 15 is Ohio playing Ohio State. That's in Cleveland. My Pasadena region matchups, Louisiana Tech and Nevada would play the winner of Oklahoma. My 9th seed would be Iowa and Oregon. They play in the Cotton Bowl over in Dallas. 12th seed is Boston College playing Army. My 5th seed, 13th ranked is Duke against the 4th seed Washington State. Those teams would play in San Diego. My 11th seed is Houston playing 6th ranked NC State. 4th ranked Toledo would play 3rd ranked LSU. I think I had them. Yeah, I had them in New Orleans. 10 seed Utah State would play 7th ranked South Carolina, 7th seed South Carolina, and 15th ranked Marshall would be against 2nd ranked Michigan and Detroit. My Phoenix region 16th seed Purdue and Virginia would play Notre Dame. My 9th seed Stanford would play 8th ranked UAB. That's in Indianapolis. 12th seed Pittsburgh would play 5th seed Kentucky. 13th ranked Auburn would play 4th seed Texas and Houston. My 11th seed would be Arizona State playing 6th ranked Missouri, and 14th seed would be San Diego State and 3rd seed Penn State and Philadelphia. My 10th seed would be Georgia Southern playing 7th seed Iowa State. My 15th seed would be TCU playing 2nd ranked UCF. Those teams would play in Tampa. My last seeds in New Orleans, North Texas would be my 16th seed playing 1st ranked Clemson. Yeah, those are actually the winner of North Texas. No, my seeds would be Oklahoma State and California against 1st ranked Clemson. My 9th seed would be North Texas playing Appalachian State, 8th seed. Those teams play in Charlotte. My 12th seed would be Middle Tennessee playing 5th ranked Utah. That's in. And 13th seed Wisconsin would be playing Mississippi State, 4th seed. That'd be in Nashville. My 11th seed Temple. Actually, my 11th seed would be Arkansas State playing 6th ranked Fresno State. My 40th seed Temple would play 3rd ranked Washington in Seattle. My 10th seed would be Memphis playing, yes, Northwestern. And my final matchup, my 15th seed. Actually, yeah, Florida International would play Georgia, my 2 seed. Those are my 60-14 matchups. I'll preview it maybe more next week as I go along the lines with it. Other big signings, Billy Hamilton, MLB, he signed with the Reds. Bryce Harper and Manu Chao will be off the free agency market. Andrew McCutchen signed with the Phillies, so they got Gene Segar and Andrew McCutchen. My phone's low on batteries. I got to run some errand. And thank you very much.